What's up, Facebook? What's up, everybody all around the world? It's Silas Kingdomnaire, Kingdom Forfeit, guys. It says Mighty Warrior. I love this shirt. It's a mirror shirt. It flips. But guys, I hope you're having a great day. Man, I want to come on here and talk about you are reaping the harvest that God promised you. And here's one sign to let you know that you're reaping the harvest. Attacks. Attacks is proof. I want you to hear me. Attacks, problems, they're proof. They're proof. People coming against you, proof. People talking about you, proof that you're being effective. It's proof that you're doing what the Lord told you to do. Anybody that's going to be effective, I heard TD Jakes talk about it. He said he never asked God to be popular. He asked him to be effective. And through his effectiveness, God made him popular. But anytime somebody's going to be effective, there's going to be people that come against you. There's going to be people that hate you. There's going to be problems. There's going to be attacks. But here's one thing I like about attacks. An attack, a problem is basically, it's going to help you find a solution that you've been looking for. Whenever there's a problem, there's a solution. And one thing I love about God in attacks is this. Now an attack or a problem helps you to sow a seed. So for instance, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's say, for instance, somebody is coming against you. They're talking about you. They're sending you messages, disrespecting you. Now that attack is your chance to plant a seed. That attack is your chance to plant a seed, to produce a harvest. The bigger the attack, the bigger you can produce a harvest of what you choose. You can produce a harvest of negativity. You can choose to react negative to that attack, that big attack, that small attack. You can choose to react negative to it and reap a negative harvest. Or this is why it's good to look at your problems differently. Remember, we're talking about harvest, now harvest. That's where we're at now. This is the Now Harvest series. You're about to reap everything that you've sown. And I'm going to show you how to get the enemy. When he sends you an attack, this is how you're going to grow stronger. When he sends an attack, do not attack back negative. Attack back positive. Let God fight it. Walk in love. When you plant that seed of love on somebody that hated you, that sent you hate, you're going to reap a huge harvest of love back to you. See, the harvest is in your hands. I'm trying to show you something. The harvest is in your hands. The harvest is not in the enemy's hands. Don't worry. Don't worry if somebody's coming against you, if negativity is coming to you, problems are coming to you. None of that is your doing. It's because you're being effective. When you're being effective and not playing and not trying to be cute and not trying to just talk about the gospel just to make people feel good. Guys, do you know why we talk about Jesus? The reason we talk about Jesus is to save souls. That's the only reason. I'm going to reap every seed I sow. If I want a negative harvest, guess what I have to do? I have to go plant a negative one on purpose. I have to go plant a negative one. But if I want positive harvests, if I want what the Lord promised, I got to go plant those positive harvests. And this is what I'm trying to get you to understand about attacks. An attack is your greatest harvest. That's your chance to plant your biggest seed. I'm telling you. I've done this before. I've had attacks come and I'm like, Lord, what? And he said, look at it like me. What would I do right here? That's your chance to plant your biggest seed. That's where your biggest harvest is. In that problem, I'm telling you. In that frustration, in that thing that's coming against you. That's where you sow the seed. That's where you laugh. That's where you rejoice today. I'm telling you, guys. So God told me to stay focused on Matthew 6:33. That's the only verse that I want you to focus on. I want you to concern yourself with his kingdom. All day I was thinking about getting to these videos. All day. I was thinking about being obedient to him. We was helping my sister with something. One of my sisters is a school teacher, and she's rearranging her class. But we was helping her all day. But my whole focus was on doing what the Lord told me to do. And he was telling me this about attacks, about problems. I said, Lord, because can I be honest with you guys? I had somebody say something negative to me today. And guys, I don't on purpose, I make sure I don't plan something negative. I make sure. But I had somebody send me something negative. And I was like, God, that ain't you. I'm like, God, that ain't you for sure. That's the enemy. You wouldn't tell somebody to talk to me like that because I'm doing your will. So I was talking to God, and he said, my son, attacks are proof. It's proof that you're on the right track. When you're doing what's right, I could see if I was being negative, if I was doing whatever I wanted. But when you're getting attacked and you're doing what's right, I'm telling you, and this happened to me multiple times. Every time there's attacks, there's a huge blessing in front of you. I'm telling you, just like the enemy did to Job. The enemy saw Job's future. Therefore, he sent attacks to Job. He sent problems to Job to get Job discouraged. You saw what Job's wife said to him. Why don't you curse God and die? Why don't you kill yourself? But Job was doing what was right. And things can be going right. See, for me right now, God told me this. He said, don't even do the talking about it. He said, I'm going to talk. It's my turn to talk. Concerning your business, your finances, whatever it is. He said, it's my turn to talk. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. I'm going to show them with results. I'm telling you. Guys, you got to watch out for people that secretly want to attack you, secretly want to come against you. You got to watch out for them. Guys, have you ever had somebody do this? Man, I love people, but have you ever had somebody do this? They call you, and when they call you out of a motive, like kind of thinking that you're doing bad. Like the way they talk. They checking on you, but they're not checking on you for the right reasons. They're checking on you for the wrong reason. They kind of checking on you like, how you doing? But behind that, how you doing, they kind of feel like they think you're doing bad. They think you're doing bad. And you got to watch who your friends are. You got to watch who you're surrounding yourself with. You got to watch who you're communicating with. Because if you hang around those people who constantly think that you're doing bad, they don't see that who you are, who God created you to be. They don't think that you're doing good. That's the first. How can you call me out of thinking I'm not doing good? Where did those ideas come from? That's the enemy. You got to shake those people up. You got to let them know I'm doing great. My business is growing still. Have you ever had somebody contact you like, hey man, is your business still growing? Yes, my business is still growing. Yes, my investments are still prospering. Yes, I'm still succeeding. I serve God. I cannot fail. You cannot fail when you serve God. And you cannot let other people get you to think negative, to think that you're not going to succeed. You got to watch how people talk to you. And you got to correct them in the right way, in a positive way. All right, guys? But I want you to know the attack is a proof. It's proof. That's all I hear. Proof. It is proof that you're moving in the right direction. The enemy sees it. And he's letting you know. That's it. He's actually letting you know. He's letting you know. Silas, you're going the right way. He's doing it. He's literally telling you. He's telling you, Anita. He's telling you, Natasha, you're going the right way. Because why would God, I just have to ask my questions. I'm like, you got to talk to God sometimes when these things happen. I'm like, God, why would somebody say this to me? Why? This ain't you. This ain't you at all. That's not them. That's not even them talking. That's my time to plant a seed. Guess what I do in those moments? I pause. Then I go sow a positive seed. I say thank you. If it's something negative, I say, man, I love you. I plant that seed right there. That's my harvest. That's that big, gigantic harvest that's coming back to me. It's coming back 100-fold. It's going to be so big. It's going to be so huge. It's going to be so monumental. It's going to be so gigantic. That's the only word I can say. It's going to be big. Proof. All right, guys? So, guys, I want you to focus on that. Every day I'm doing these videos. The whole focus, this is all I hear the Lord saying. We got a couple more days left in the year. My whole focus is this, guys. You're closest to your harvest right now. Don't get distracted. Look, guys, I'm telling you, when you follow God, you can feel, I promise you this. You can feel it through a text, through a phone call. People have done it with me before, where I was texting them and they knew something I wasn't feeling right. They knew something was up. I want you to know, when somebody's following God, they have the mind of Christ. I've done this before. I've texted people and I was like, they sent me something and I was like, bro, it's going to be all right. I just hopped straight to that. I was like, man, it's going to be all right. Whatever you're going through, it's going to be okay. And they was like, man, how did you know that? I didn't even send nothing to you. It's the Lord. He's going to use you. When you follow him, you're not blind to anything. I heard Prophet Brian Carnes say this. He said, nothing should ever sneak up on us. Nothing should ever sneak up on us. God reveals secrets, but we got to get in his secret place. He that dwells in a secret place of the Most High shall abide under his shadow, under the shadows of the wings of the Most High. Wouldn't you want to be under there all day? If you're under him all day, he's going to show you, he's going to lead you, he's going to tell you, my son, that's proof, that attack, that problem. God showed me even in problems. He said the solution is in the problem. To my finances, to whatever the problem may be. If I have a financial problem, I want to make a certain type of income, he shows me what I got to do. If I have any type of problem, building a website, anything, getting something, investing, whatever. If I have a problem, you have attacks, say, Lord, what is this solution? Why did this happen? It's some type of growth God is trying to take you to. I feel it. I know it. So guys, I love you. What we're going to do is we're going to do Matthew 6:33. We're not going to hear it. We're not just going to hear it. We're going to do it. I'm going to keep talking about this verse. This is the focus point. For I don't know until God tell me to stop. He said, make it the focus point right now. Matthew 6:33. Be concerned with his kingdom. Be concerned with what he wants you to do. God, what do you want me to do? I'm telling you guys, man, if I showed you guys. And here's one more thing the Lord told me to do. Here's one thing. I remember, I think last year or something. I remember something happened. Or I think it was this year. Something happened in business. And I went to my dad and I said, Dad, have you had this happen before in your business? And he said, man, that happens all the time. Guys, I don't want you to worry, or I don't want you to keep your problem to yourself. I want you to share your problem with people. I remember the first time in network marketing, right? I was building a team. I didn't know this. I was building a team and I had somebody leave my team. I had somebody leave my team and join somebody else's team in the same company. And I wasn't going to tell my dad. Then I just told him. Right? I said, Dad, have you ever had somebody leave? He said, man, a lot of times. He said, but you can't focus on that. And look, if I would have kept that to myself, I would have gave power to the enemy over that situation, because I would have kept thinking about it. Like I was thinking thoughts like, man, am I not a good leader? Am I not able to do this? And when I brought it to my dad, it gave me healing, because I went to somebody who had more experience than me. I want you to go to somebody that has more experience than you in the area. And he said, man, this happens all the time. You can't focus on that. People are going to do what they want to do. All you got to do is keep planting the seeds. Keep plowing the land. Keep being a positive image. Keep being a good person to people. And God's going to reward you. And guess what? God did it. And he's still doing it. And he's bringing me better people. And he's connecting me to better people who respect me and respect the gifts God's given me. And who recognize who I am. And I recognize who they are, vice versa. But you cannot worry about that type of things. I just wanted to give you an example. You can't worry about if somebody's going to support you or not, or if somebody's going to continue to support you. You got to focus on the promise of God. This is one thing I've learned. Nobody can stop what God has for you. Nobody. It was a reason, that example I told you, it was a reason that happened. It was a reason, and I see it now. Where I'm at now in my life, it was a reason. It was supposed to happen. But I want you to know, don't keep your problem to yourself. Here's why. When you share your problem, now you remember he said confess your sins, right? That brings healing. But if you confess your problems to each other, it also brings healing. Because now you're going to see, I'm not the only one going through this. Somebody's going through this deeper than me. I'm not the only one. This person then went through that a lot. They don't even care. It's not even bothering them. They not even sweating that. When I told my dad was like, man, that happened. That happens. That's a part of business. That now I don't care. Now I'm selective with who joins my business. I don't share it with everybody. If I share it with you, that means I like you. I like who you are. I think you would be great to partner with. At first, when I was doing business, I wanted everybody. I didn't understand. Now I'm understanding the Gideon effect. God does not want you partnered with everybody. He doesn't. You're supposed to love everybody, but there are a certain amount of people that are connected to your purpose, and you're connected to theirs. That's going to help you go to the promised land. All of you together. I'm telling you guys. So guys, I love you. Man, it is. I didn't know this at first. I mean, I've been learning this over the years. You know, I've been wanting to do business since I was 8 years old. You can believe it or not. Since I was 8 years old, I told God, I said, God, if you bless me, I'm going to keep you first. That was my goal. He's doing it. I see him doing it. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. And the enemy sees it too. But he's not going to stop me. Because the Lord promised. And I want you to know, you got a promise too. Whatever he's promised you, the harvest, the promise is the harvest. It's done. But it's for a set time. But I want you to know it's done. Like it is done. If God promised it, he documented it. I was talking to one of my bros. The word documented. If you break that down, it says, Doc, you meant it. That's what I say to God. I say, God, I look at the promise. I said, Doc. I say, Doc, you meant it. You meant this, God. You meant it. You said it. You meant it. It's documented. It's it's done. It is literally done. Doc, you meant it. Like you meant it, God. You meant it. He meant it. Whatever he told you, he meant it. Like it's no turning back from what he told you. It is done. It's like a huge it's documented. Me and God talk different. We talk he understands me, man. God understands you. I'm about to get off here, but I saw somebody dancing to God, right? See, religious people, they always attacking something. They attacking people the way they dance to God. I don't understand that. It don't matter. Let somebody dance however they want to dance. If they praising God. If they talking to him, be yourself. God is not weird. Yeah, document it. That's what when I bring the promise to God, I go back to him and I said, Doc, you meant this. You meant that I'll be a multimillionaire for your glory. You meant that my business will grow, expand, and thrive. You meant that I'll be a gospel singer and songwriter. You meant that I'll be the head and not the tail. You meant this. You meant that people, all nations would respect me. For if I obey you, I hearken diligently into your voice and do what you commanded. You said all nations will call me blessed. If I give, I tithe and offer overflow. You meant it. You didn't just say that to have me smiling. This is not a feel-good. You meant it. He meant it. And that's just how I talk directly to him whenever that word documented, because God told me document it. for my promise. He said it's documented. The word documented. But guys, I love you, but this is what I want to leave you with. Matthew 6:33. This is very important. I really want you to do this. I want you to do as much research as you can. Along with me, I'm doing it too. And I want you to just stare. Just when I say stare, I mean just view all throughout the day. Matthew 6:33. You know that verse. You don't have to have the Bible open. But if you do, just stare at it. Just look at it. Dwell on it. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And I'm working on this, man. God knows I want to do this. I want to do this verse so bad. Like I want this verse to be happening all throughout the day. All right, guys, I'm about to get off here. But somebody was calling, 2 people calling. But guys, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added. God says, stay focused on me, and I'll stay focused on you. So guys, I love you. Be blessed. Later.